Yeah.
So the non-physical part of the environment is choose your tribe, choose your peer group. You are the direct reflection of the people you surround yourself with. So, and everybody talks about this all the time, but think about this. And I learned this years ago from Tony Robbins. You know, you're a reflection of what your people around you do and who they are. If everybody in your peer group is eating McDonald's every day, you're gonna go and eat McDonald's. If everybody's is smoking pot, you're gonna go smoke pot every day. You know, everybody drinks every day, you're gonna go and drink every day, because it's the culture you're involved in. Everybody in your peer group is highly they're entrepreneurial, and they're all looking for how to make businesses, or they're all in crypto. Then that's your peer group. That's the people you surround yourself with. And today with technology, you can surround with the right people. You have to limit the time and access to toxic people. And I'm not saying this so you say, oh, this person is toxic, I don't want to have him. He might be your friend, but you might have to have some limited access to them, because you don't want to become that friend. And you want that friend. I mean, you don't need to become that friend right now. You need to grow. You need to focus. You need to put yourself in the right place. Right? And
be ready to isolate yourself too, you know, because there will be a specific amount of time. I mean, I know, and a lot of time we talk about this, sometimes during the calls, sometimes we just talk to each other, and I know how many successful people, you know, and you teach to, and you learn from, and you spend time together, you know, but I'm sure it was not like, it has not been always this this way, right? And there is an amount of months, maybe, like for example, the last year I've done some months without seeing anybody. I've met hundreds, maybe thousands of people during my last businesses or whatever, but I quit my relationships. And it's not about being selfish, it's about being responsible. It's your life, you know.
You don't want to end up like everybody else, so you have to choose wisely. I think that you need a peer group. It's important. Sometimes when you get too isolated, you tend to go into a depression state that you might not want as well. You know, it's like,
absolutely,
you have to be a little bit in between. You know, I think that you need a peer group. You need people to talk to that have higher standards than you, that have bigger goals than you, that are dreaming bigger, that have made it, you know, in certain things that you haven't made it yet. And by associating and partnering and teaming up and having these conversations with people that are on a different level, in a different thing, you put yourself out there and you start thinking like them.
Exactly.
So this works for the good part and the bad part. And I was talking to a friend of mine that he's crushing it. You know, I just met him the other day, and this guy is making $500,000 a day. And just talking to him for a while, you know, I had a conversation, half an hour conversation, and it just blew my mind, just because hearing his perspective on things just made me realize I needed to have more time with this guy.
Yeah.
Because it really would put me in a different position and level of thinking, and I needed that.
Yeah.
And my competitor inside wants to compete with him, not in a bad way, but in a good way. You know, it's like,
absolutely.
I want to have that, you know.
Absolutely.
And it's about having it. I want to become that type of person.
Yeah, that's key, you know, because people may ask now, yeah, but where do I find them? You have to evolve.
You have to evolve.
You have to evolve first.
To become better. That's why I love everything that has to do with training. Like, okay, so people like you don't go out. I mean, a friend of mine, he's a black friend, and he said, don't try to put your black culture on top of people. You know, if you want to become a businessman that happens to be black. So dress like a businessman. Learn how a businessman eats at the restaurant, what he orders. Go and find out about certain things, find out about wine, find out whatever it's the culture you want to join, right?
Yeah.
But you have to become that person.
Absolutely.
And it's key. It's super important for you to open your mind. Don't feel intimidated by people or things, or just don't feel intimidated. Feel inspired to become that type of person, or maybe at least those traits of personalities. You don't have to become them, but you can be inspired by certain things that they do that you want to incorporate in your own life.
Exactly.
And that itself will create a monster in you that it will grow and expand and become way more ambitious, and you won't be limited by your current circumstances, but you will be open to huge new possibilities.
Absolutely. Right? That's key.
That's why this is so inspiring to be in this call with you guys, because this is probably a process we have experienced in ourselves many times. And I remember one time, a client of mine, he wanted to make more money, but everything he was doing was waiting until the right time came for him to surround himself with people and to ideas and to environments that could actually put him in a position to earn more money. But he didn't want to do it because he was afraid of being like that not enough, or being not worthy of, and he just kept on limiting, and the years went by and he didn't change until he realized he had to change. He had to become that other person. He had to surround himself with better people. And I don't want to say better or worse. I'm just saying he has to elevate his level of frequency on what's possible.
Yeah, it depends on what you want to do, you know, because there is, for what's better for me can be worse for somebody else, but
just decide who you want to become.
Exactly. At the end,
already there and mirror them, and just, I'm not saying but just mirror what they do, how they think. Ask yourself, what's the big lesson here? We were talking earlier, and you said something like you were talking yesterday, I think, about a basketball player. He was always looking for a lesson, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday's lesson. And you can ask yourself, how, instead of just being like, oh, you know, beautiful, everybody's like, their mind is somewhere else, and they don't realize 70% of their conversations is not with other people, it's with themselves. So you can control your own narrative if you start asking the right questions. You don't have to live at the effect of the equation we taught you guys yesterday. You can live at cause. You can live you can become responsible of where your mind is.